Okay, it's Mom Truth, Natalie. Although she wants her own singing show. Oh my gosh! Got a good one, I think. It's a confession. You wanna go, these are my confessions. So one of my kids, I won't say who, has broken me. Like the other day she broke me. Oh, I just said who it was. Broke me down. And as I was in the middle of having a breakdown, not really a breakdown, but I was just like at my wit's end, and I was either gonna scream my face off.
That's
like,
what I do.
I admire that. I
admire that you don't care what your neighbors think.
I admire that you're so strong and you're yelling. I do, because before I got really busy in life, was kind of what I call a parenting geek, where I would look for parenting books and tips, and I used to be a social worker, so I was really geeked out into like theory, and you know, at one point, I don't know what the new theory is, but you weren't supposed to say no, and you weren't supposed to yell, and you're supposed to stay calm and validate their feelings. But when they're sitting there and she calls me a queen that sits on the throne and orders everyone around, and then looks at me and doesn't listen and is, people, I almost was like, either A, you're very, very good at making mommy very, very mad, and you want to see how pissed I can get, you're doing a very good job at it, or you're psychotic, or it's like they don't care anymore that you're mad. It's like it's a game, and it's funny when you're mad. They're like, let's see how far I can push you. But the thing with Natalie is, it's not very far, and I admire that, because had I had more willpower in my own stance, rather than going through all these messages about saying no and not doing this and no timeouts. Like, if you can't do a timeout, you can't do a no, you're supposed to validate them. Well, aren't you just telling them that everything they're doing is A-okay?
Don't you think I kind of stand right here? I completely ignore them, and my babysitter told me just last week, they try so hard to bother you, but it's like you don't care, and then they just walk away. Or I'm like,
yeah, I mean,
not a lot in between.
There's not a lot. They must be so confused. You're either like, get to your room, like you screaming, and they're screaming, or you're just like it just goes off your back.
But I also scream when I'm not mad too. Like, I'm always screaming at the kids. Her kids they know me now, so they
laugh.
I'm like,
they laugh at her.
You two get upstairs and clean your hands before you go on my white couch. And they all go.
And I am like, sweetie, can we talk about your feelings? What happened yesterday? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, something was going on. I don't know. And
I'm like, probably not. They're just in a bad day. They're probably hungry. Put them in bed.
I'm so conflicted. And I used to be so confident, and then they grew up. Like, I knew what to do with a toddler. But then when they come back with sass and rudeness, I'm like this.
I have a child that isn't being picked up. So.
Oh, we can go right in and pick them up.
We should go get them.
We could. Or do you want to go to the grocery store first? That sounds terrible.
You have to go home.
What are we doing?
I mean, I can ask my mom to pick them up.
We can do whatever. Grocery store or
groceries. I don't need any kids. Please bother.
No,
I love
guys,
mommy.
We're kind of teasing. We would always get the kids first, except I'm really hungry. And I just saw an ice cream truck. Okay, so that's kind of the mom truth. I'm, in conflict of how to raise my kids. No big deal. And I don't have time to research any new solutions. So I basically guess I just continue on my way with, just staying calm until I lose my...
There's my mom!
Oh, God.
But I don't think she has the kids. She's got one of them. I didn't tell her to pick up the other one. We gotta go.
We gotta go. Oh, gosh, this is a disaster. Emergency. We'll cover it.